The alarm blared, a relentless digital scream that cut through the pre-dawn silence. For years, my relationship with running was simple. I hated it. It was a pointless, punishing activity reserved for a breed of human I simply didn't understand. Yet, that morning was different. A quiet restlessness had settled deep within my bones, a feeling that staying still was no longer an option. So, with a heavy sigh that fogged in the cool air, I laced up a pair of old, forgotten trainers. The decision felt less like a choice and more like a surrender to an unknown impulse. The front door clicked shut behind me, a sound that felt strangely final, and I took my first hesitant step onto the deserted pavement. The first few minutes were pure, unadulterated misery. Every part of my body screamed in protest. My lungs burned as if I'd inhaled fire, my legs felt like lead weights, and a sharp stitch jabbed at my side with cruel precision. My mind, a traitorous chorus of negativity, chanted a litany of reasons to stop. This is stupid. You're not a runner. Just turn back and crawl into bed. The temptation was immense. The warmth of my home called to me like a siren song. It would have been so easy to give in, to admit defeat and retreat to the comfort of the familiar. I slowed to a walk, hands on my knees, gasping for air. The world seemed to spin, and a single thought that dominated was, I can't do this. It was a moment of absolute self-doubt, a wall I had just slammed into. But then something shifted. As I stood there, defeated, a sliver of defiance pierced through the fog of exhaustion. Was this it? Was this where I gave up? The thought was infuriating. I lifted my head and looked at the path stretching out before me, disappearing into the pale morning light. It was just a road, but in that moment, it felt like a metaphor for everything I'd been avoiding. The challenges, the discomfort, the long roads I didn't want to travel. With a renewed, albeit shaky resolve, I pushed off again. I forced myself to ignore the pain and focus on one simple thing, the rhythm of my own breathing. In, out, left foot, right foot. The word narrowed to this basic primal cadence. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, a transformation began. The burning in my lungs subsided into a deep, controlled rhythm. The leaden weight in my legs lightened, replaced by a surprising sense of power and propulsion. The chaotic noise in my head started to fade, giving way to a profound, meditative quiet. All that remained was the steady beat of my feet against the asphalt, a sound that echoed the steady beat of my own heart. It was just me and the road. In that space, I found a strange kind of peace. The rising sun painted the sky in hues of orange and pink, a spectacle I would have missed from my bed. I wasn't just observing the world. I was moving through it, a part of its waking rhythm. As I rounded the final corner towards home, a wave of something powerful washed over me. It wasn't just relief. It was a deep, resonant sense of accomplishment. I had faced the discomfort, pushed through the wall of self-doubt, and kept going. That morning, I didn't break any speed records or run a marathon. But I had won a far more significant battle, the one against the voice that said, I can't. Running, the activity I had so despised, had revealed a strength I never knew I possessed. It taught me that progress isn't about speed, but about persistence. It's about putting one foot in front of the other, especially when every fiber of your being wants to stop. It is about finding peace in the struggle and discovering that the real finish line is simply the decision to keep moving forward, in running and in life.